Hey YouTube, how's it going? Uh, we're gonna do a real quick video on Ethereum again, just so we can kind of keep the trend going. Definitely check out my past two videos on it because it explains a lot of stuff. Um, the first video basically was about here, and I said, based on how I do things, now's time to go short. When you know, would have caught that move. Um, then kind of analyzed it again here. Just said, yeah, you got like a piercing here, and then it kind of establishes a three-touch support here around 1033. I'm like, is that really the bottom? I mean, it looks like it, but looks can be deceiving here in the markets. So um, let's just do a real quick recap, kind of what happening. So you have the Elliott wave topped up here, and then you had a correction, and then you've got this is kind of like a descending triangle pattern. So if you're familiar with patterns, that's basically a straight line here, and then you can see the peaks on these highs kind of get lower and lower and lower. So that kind of creates like a downward trend line, like this blue line here. This blue line is actually for the consolidation up here, not this one. You can see it clearer here, and those lines are just extended. But like the reason I do that is because here's a descending triangle. It's not a perfect one, but it's descending. Then you have a real breakout about 2/3 from the base to the cradle, which is where the lines cross, and that's expected. A breakout's going to happen about 2/3 in either direction. So it breaks here. It turns out to be real because typically the breakouts come out and then they come back. That's just due to like hedging and so forth. Like these are all going to be like people that are trying to get out. Like let's say they went long here and then it slammed against them and they were like, "Uh-oh." Or it's just dealers or whatever. People are like, trying to hedge themselves, and then they go short again because they say, okay, yeah, this is the direction the market wants to go. So oftentimes a breakout may be real, but it will come back and kind of retest breakout price just because that's the nature of volatility. It goes fast, and then people have to hedge because they're wrong, and then it continues into the way it's supposed to go. The market wants to go, and then here at the cradle, you'll see it kind of peaked low. And that's common. At a cradle here, you'll often have a pivot low or high depending on the breakout, what direction. So then it comes back, which is natural, and then you get into like this kind of descending triangle bottoming pattern, and it's like, okay, this correction ended, and then you can see like right around here it breaks out real upside, and then it makes this move here, and it's like, oh, nice. It bottomed here, and now we're gonna have an upside here for a new high. No, it busts. So that triangle pattern broke out here, and then it busted here, and now it's consolidating sideways a little bit, kind of at a floor. It's like, okay, this is support. That might be bottoming, and then it moves up here, right? And so on my last video, I'm like, okay, it moves up here, but so what? Like what I'm really looking for is a real two-bar confirmation breakout upside here with these indicators telling me a good story as well. That way I have real price action along with 1, 2, 3 confirmations saying, yeah, this is legit. We're now in an uptrend or whatever. And so it's less risky for me to commit my money because one, it's definitely a real move. The stars align, right? And then two, the market is more likely to commit their money if they haven't already. That's what a two-bar confirmation is. Like right here, this is a confident, very confident signal that somebody, I mean, these bars are decent, but somebody's committing money here. So it's like, why? Are they going to push the market higher, or is this just a bunch of people who don't know what they're doing? I mean, it's hard to say, but if you look at the price action now, it's doing kind of exactly what I said. I'm like, this can be deceiving just because we don't have a good story here. And that's why I want to see it above this trend line, because look at what it's doing right now. It definitely hit resistance here. So what's this going to be? It's going to be a partial, and then it's going to be a move back down to a new low. And so looking at these other indicators to get confirmations of what's going on, you can see here this cross, and I'm like, okay, that's good. But you have volatility coming out very low, which is unusual for crypto. I mean, it's at like 25, so it's technically in there, but like when I look at volatility, I'm looking for it up by 40. That's how I know it's really going. And that's not exactly great. I mean, you have the directional bias is close enough to where it's just in consolidation. It's close, and it could swap again. So that's not really reliable. Here you have a squeeze, so tight consolidation. That's cool. Then it like it ends right here, and it makes you think you have a good 3 bar move, and you're like, okay, that's great, but you also have to look at price action. You can't just say 2 bar, 3 bar, because it's up here and then it goes right into support, and look what happened. And nope. So you have to take everything into context. When you see a consolidation like this, what you want it to do is be either below support here, or like this first bar is near support, and then you get a 2 bar out of that consolidation zone. You want to go out of it. And so you do kind of here, but look, everything's just weak. There's not really momentum. Here's a blue bar, so it's dying. This isn't great. And then you have a negative confirmation with price action in the CCI here. Price goes up here, it peaks here, it's kind of going sideways. It's still kind of at the highest point. But you have a CCI that tops out here, and now it's coming down back into the blue, which is a sell signal if you were long at the breakout here. So this is a partial. It's not, I mean, it's got a ways to go up here. So this looks like it's a fail. It's gonna bust. That's what this is saying. This is saying the volatility is low. There's no very clear directional bias. The momentum is slowing down. The green dots indicate expansion of volatility range, but there's not any volatility in the market. So that negates that. We don't care about that. There's no squeeze. So these red dots are tight consolidation, and then when it ends, the market has to move. And as you can see, it made a move here. The move's over. That's what this is saying. The move's over, and it's not enough to push it upside again. So you got this red bar here. It's coming back down into the support for this really tight consolidation area here. This is a negative confirmation going back into the blue. Now it could like do a couple, like here, it could do like a couple of bars or whatever as a fake out and then go long. But we're not going to make any bets here because the stars don't align, the data's not good, it doesn't look clean. This is a negative confirmation, which is a definite no, either way you go. So this could easily just kind of dip around here and then break out again. But the thing is, it's like if the market really is changing sentiment, and this is all like this is the bottom and everything's ending, this price action will make its way up here and it will be real. So it's like it's not even anything to worry about. Just be patient and wait. I mean, if it does go real upside again, it's gotta make new highs. So it's gonna be over the 4,500. So if you wait till about this area, right, like 2,000 even, from 2,000 up, you're gonna make decent money. There's no reason to put any money at risk right here, especially when this doesn't look very clean. So we're just gonna wait here. We're going to see what happens. It might mess around sideways or whatever and then break out real again. We'll see. But this is definitely a partial. It's not anything to trade, so I'm just going to wait. So that's it. Sitting on hands, waiting for the market to commit one direction or the other, and then placing a trade in the proper direction with the trend with a decent risk stop so that I have some room for the trade to go, but I'm not putting too much capital at risk as well. But for now, I'm just going to hang tight and watch, and I'm better off not losing any money than losing money. So I will wait till the market commits, and that's it. So definitely leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Let me know your thoughts and how your trading's going, and I hope it's going well. Take care.